What's up everyone, here we are with International A, Master License, all done in automatic. I have counter steering, ABS and traction on, my traction is set to default 1. First test is Master IA1, tricky consecutive corners 1, take consecutive blind corners, and we are driving a 2019 Corvette C7 ZR1 at Road Atlanta. I raised my traction to 3 for this one. This car wants to oversteer quite a bit, and the weight transfer made it harder for me. This took a few tries, testing out which traction worked, but eventually put together this run here. This S-turn can be tricky leading to the final turn, but the car does grip more than it feels like it can. Master IA2, tricky consecutive corners 2. Take consecutive corners while keeping your car stable. This time we are in a 1958 Corvette C1, and we are at Grand Valley. I have my traction at 2. This car does slide a bit, and you can use the gravel more than I do. Just be careful not to go into it too much and void your run. The final turn is slow, but you have to be patient to get a good exit. Master IA3, Urban Tracks 2, take a tight corner, getting as close as you can to the wall. We're driving a 2004 Subaru Impreza WRX, and we are at Tokyo Expressway. This one was pretty difficult. I kept hitting the walls trying to keep my speed up, and this car wants to swing a lot because the turns are quick and consecutive. This one comes down to keeping the car stable and avoiding the walls. Master IA4, corners with elevation. Take corners with an intense elevation change. We're in a Mercedes SLR McLaren, and we are at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. The power of this supercar makes the rear end want to get loose on turns, so be easy on the throttle. I end up taking a couple turns pretty slow, but this was still good enough for gold. You'll need to brake earlier than you think, and also start your turns a little sooner than you would in other cars. Master IA5, corners with elevation changes 2. Take a downhill corner while keeping the car stable. We're driving a 1973 Nissan Skyline, and we are at Mount Panorama. This was the hardest test for me out of all so far. After a whole bunch of attempts, I finally was able to get gold. I honestly thought I might not be able to do it. The quick dip was where I was having my problems and always losing speed. Figured it out slowly. But that was the biggest challenge for me so far during these license tests. The last turn can be a little troublesome. Be easy on the throttle so you don't spin out. Master IA6, cornering expert, wet tracks. Take consecutive corners on a wet track. We're in a 1976 Ferrari 512, and this test is at Le Mans. I raised my traction to 5 for this one. This one is not as hard as it may seem, just can't go full throttle. Staying on the gas part way helps keep the car stable, and be easy when applying the brake. I already had gold, but I felt like I could be a bit faster, and I was, but only by a little. Master IA7, tricky consecutive corners 3. Drive at full throttle while making use of your car's downforce. We're driving a Honda Super Formula at Catalunya. This one took me a few tries to complete. My main problem was the third turn and trying to keep up my speed, which I didn't do a good job of, even on this attempt. But luckily it was good enough for gold. Master IA8, tricky consecutive corners 4. Take consecutive corners while keeping your car stable. We're driving a 1974 Lamborghini Countach and we are at Grand Valley. Yet another one that took a few tries. The chicane was my biggest challenge. I was having trouble exiting the chicane with enough speed. This run wasn't much better, but it was good enough. Then heading into the tunnel, I lift a bit. Without lifting, I kept running wide to the right and off track. Then a hard turn to the right in the tunnel. Master IA9, snow driving expert, take a corner involving various factors on a snow-covered track. We're in the famous Toyota Celica rally car and obviously at Lake Louise. Unlike the last snow test and IB license, this took me some time to get done. I had to get used to how this car handles in the snow, then try to be fast enough. Even though I don't fully follow the line the Ghost is taking, once I got a handle on the car, I was able to keep my speed up and eventually get a decent time for my skill level for the gold. Master IA10, the final exam. Put everything you've learned to the test on the track. They have us in the Porsche 962 and we're again at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. This one definitely wasn't easy, but it was a fun test in this car. Took a few tries. I kept crashing and spinning out trying to be fast enough, but eventually was able to have a good run. I was able to keep somewhat close to the Ghost for majority of the run, but he eventually put some good distance on me towards the end. But I was fast enough to complete it for the gold. And that completes Master IA license, all done in automatic, and you'll receive the Porsche 962, which is only available in Legendary Motors, a pretty good price for getting the license. Hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe and see you next time.